Two computers can never agree on anything with 100% certainty. Not your bank confirming a payment. Not a text showing delivered. Not even the connection you're using to watch this. And this isn't an engineering flaw we can fix. It's mathematically proven to be impossible. That sounds insane. We move trillions of dollars across networks every day. Read receipts pop up instantly. So how can it be impossible to know a message arrived? To understand this, we need to go back to a thought experiment involving two armies and a valley. Picture two generals. Their armies are camped on opposite hills, and in the valley between them sits an enemy city. Both generals want to attack. But here's the catch, neither army alone is strong enough to win. If only one attacks, it gets crushed. They must attack at exactly the same time, or not at all. The only way to coordinate is to send a messenger. And that messenger has to run right through the enemy-controlled valley. Which means the messenger might get captured, and the message might never arrive. So General A sends a message, attack at dawn. Simple enough. But now A has a problem. He has no idea if the messenger made it. Maybe the message got through. Maybe it didn't. If A attacks alone based on a message B never received, A's army is destroyed. So A can't attack until he knows B got the message. That means B needs to send a confirmation back. Got it. Attacking at dawn. Problem solved, right? Not even close. Because now the confirmation messenger has to cross that same dangerous valley. And what if that messenger gets captured? Now B thinks the plan is set, but A never received the confirmation. A doesn't know if B knows. So A won't attack. And B, expecting A to show up, marches out alone and dies. Okay, so B needs to know that A received B's confirmation. So A sends an acknowledgement of the acknowledgement. I got your confirmation, see you at dawn. But that messenger can also be captured. So now A doesn't know if B got the acknowledgement. Do you see the trap forming? Every single message needs to be confirmed. And every confirmation needs to be confirmed. And every confirmation of a confirmation needs its own confirmation. Forever. No matter how many messengers you send successfully, the very last one to cross is unconfirmed. The sender of that final message can never be sure it arrived. There is always one more acknowledgement hanging in the air, unaccounted for. This is the two generals problem. And in 1975, computer scientists proved something devastating. There is no protocol, no clever trick, no number of messages, that lets both generals be 100% certain they'll attack together. Over an unreliable channel, guaranteed agreement is impossible. Full stop. Let that sink in. It's not that we haven't found the solution yet. It's that a solution provably cannot exist. This is one of the first impossibility results in distributed computing, and it haunts every network ever built. Now here's where it stops being a fun puzzle and starts touching everything you do. Because those two generals? They're just two computers. And that treacherous valley? That's the internet. Every message your phone sends crosses a network that can drop packets, time out, or silently fail. A router overheats. A cable gets cut. A server crashes at the exact wrong moment. From your computer's point of view, a lost message and a slow message look identical. You just get silence. And silence is the killer. If you send a message and hear nothing back, you cannot tell the difference between my message never arrived and my message arrived but the reply got lost. Those are two completely different situations, and they look exactly the same. So think about the TCP handshake, the thing that starts nearly every internet connection. Your computer says SYN. The server replies SYNACK. Your computer sends ACK. 3 messages. It looks like a clean agreement. But that final ACK? It's the last messenger crossing the valley. The server can never be totally certain your computer received the SYNACK. TCP doesn't solve the two generals problem. It just decides that 3 messages is good enough and moves on. And that's the real secret hiding in every system you trust. They don't achieve certainty. They achieve good enough. Every reliable connection on Earth is built on a foundation of accepting a tiny, calculated risk that something went wrong. Take the read receipt. When you see seen, you feel certain the other person got your message. But that little word is just another messenger. The receipt itself could get lost on the way back. You might have been read, and your phone would never know. Now think about a payment. You tap your card, the terminal spins, and for a second nothing happens. Did the charge go through? Did the confirmation get lost? This is the two generals' problem with your money on the line. And the way banks handle it is genuinely clever. They don't rely on being certain. They use idempotency keys. Each transaction gets a unique ID, so if your phone panics and retries a payment it wasn't sure went through, the bank sees the same ID and refuses to charge you twice. They can't guarantee delivery, so instead they make retries safe. That's the pattern everywhere. Since you can't achieve certainty, you engineer around uncertainty. Retries. Timeouts. Acknowledgements. Deduplication. The entire field of distributed systems is basically an elaborate collection of strategies for coping with the fact that you can never truly know. And it goes deeper. A related result, the FLP impossibility theorem, proved that in a fully asynchronous network, even getting a group of computers to agree on a single value is impossible if even one of them might fail. Agreement, the thing we assume computers are great at, is fundamentally fragile. So how does anything work at all? Because we shift the goal from certainty to probability. We accept a 99.999% chance instead of demanding 100%. We send enough acknowledgements that the odds of failure become vanishingly small. Not zero. Just small enough to bet on. That's the mind-bending truth. Every message that says delivered. Every payment that says approved. Every connection that says connected. None of them are guarantees. They're bets. Extremely good bets, backed by decades of clever engineering, but bets all the same. The next time you see 2 green check marks, or a payment confirmation, or a web page that just loads without a second thought, remember the 2 generals standing on their hills. Remember that somewhere, a final messenger is crossing a valley, and no one will ever be completely sure he made it. The internet doesn't run on certainty. It runs on trust, timeouts, and the willingness to accept that perfect knowledge is impossible. And once you see that, you'll never look at a loading spinner the same way again.